All right, I think we got most everybody. Unfortunately, Jen's not here yet, so hopefully he gets here soon. But it is 2:05. I do not, or 19:05. I do not want to punish the prompt and reward the tardy. So we'll go ahead and get started and try to knock this out. The goal here is to try to do the round table, in an hour. I don't want to take up any more of your guys Saturday afternoon or evening as I have to. Um, and hopefully we'll have a good conversation. And worst case scenario, if we need to do another one, or if there's still stuff going on, I can probably stick around a little bit after. But I don't want to hold everybody here for a long time. I also don't want to be the only one talking. So let me say some preliminary stuff, and then I have some questions, and then we'll kind of open it up. Uh, the, the genesis of this roundtable has been I've been talking to Pedro and Faley and a bunch of the guys in this chat for a couple months now about the War Dec changes, and I think CCP and the CSM have heard a lot from the anti-deck community, what they don't like, what they want us to get rid of, what they want us to stop, and those types of things. But I think the one group that has not been heard as loudly has been the pro War Dec community, the folks that are out there that are actively taking part in War Decks and who have more experience than most anybody else doing that. Now, I've been familiar with all the documents that War Deck Project has put out and individuals have put out, but I wanted to give everybody a chance to just get together, sit, talk, um, and just I answer some general questions that I think if I have the information, we can pass this on to CCP. Will give them a better idea of what the pro community is looking for in these changes that have been announced but have not yet been finalized. And to give you guys the update on that, uh, we have not had an update from CCP since the structure changes as to what progress they have made or where they're going with the War Deck changes, which leads me to believe that the holidays were kind of a downtime, and I don't think a lot of stuff got done. So I think there's still an opportunity for us to influence the process now. And I think that's kind of the goal of what we're going to do here is try to get some ideas that I can take to them, and hopefully we can have some influence. The next CSM summit is the week of, I guess it starts the 15th of February and runs through to that next week. So in the U.S., it's President's Day weekend. It's right after Valentine's Day, but it's basically a month and a half from now. And I want to be able to have a good memo to put together for these guys, for Fozzie and the rest of the team that are working on the War Deck changes. So the way we're going to do this today, generally, I have a couple questions I just want to throw out to the community, and once I get, we could talk about each of those things, and then once those are done, then I just want to open it up and let everybody talk. But like I said, I don't want to do a lot of talking. I really want to hear more from you guys because this is you all are the experts, and I'm the one that needs to be educated, and I think that's the best way to go with this. So to start out, I've got a list of 6 questions. I'm going to put the questions in the chat so you can look at what they are, and then we'll just go through, each one individually, and I'll open it up and let folks comment. I would say try not to talk over anybody. I don't want to be so formal where I call on people because that's kind of stupid. But I hopefully will have folks that are just willing to talk and bring things up, and then we can and have a conversation. So I'm going to put my questions in the chat right now. Take a look at them, and then whoever wants to kick off answering the first one, go right ahead. All right. So here they. This is Brisk Talking Soul, by the way. Brisk CSM. I'm the guy that's here doing this. Let me put these questions in the chat and. All right, so the first question I basically want to ask it, and this is basic stuff, and I know it sounds stupid, but I think a lot of people in the community, outside of the War Deck community, the folks that are the targets or the folks that have nothing to really do with it, they want to know what is the primary motivation that folks have for War Decking. So if anybody wants to just throw out things like that, go ahead and get started. Anybody?
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing because he deafened himself.
Oh, because Soul deafened himself? Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, guys, maybe
Anybody?
start.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing because he deafened him.
Okay, sorry. Can I talk right now? Yeah.
Go right ahead, Lord. You're up.
Okay, Lord Alaric, same nickname as in game. I am playing in Pirate War Dec Alliance. I believe you're familiar with us. So, if to answer the question number one, so our primary motivation as everybody in this game to have fun, you know. This is our fun, this is how we are having it, and this is how we are seeing it. So this is our part in different line. So I can say that I'm a very experienced player, but I've been played in high sec, I've been playing in null sec, I've been in many alliances in different chairs. So right now we decided to play with high, you know, and we're having it. So the second one, work. The thing is that I don't know if any big changes or any complicated changes are really needed in the Wardex system, because right now the system is pretty fine and it's pretty strict. So the point is, if you are in sort of small corporation or alliance which have no structures, so you can hide, you can be protected from the wars. But the thing is that, like, the main idea of Eve, risk is a risk. That the point is, if you're gonna to anchor any of your structures, you gonna have some profits from it, so you could suffer some losses as well. So that is why I think it's okay, because I've read some ideas of having like war goals or war changes. Everything it's, really fun and really fine if you have something like, two mining corps trying to kill each other. Then you can put some complicated war objectives or something. But the thing is, if you're taking like a mass wardic alliance, as we have, like in Pirates, we have like hundreds of wars, and some of them are because of fun, some of them are because of profit, some of them are contracts because many corporations and alliances ask us to start a war deck on their enemies, on their rivals. So, it's really hard to see any objective or something. So our objective, if you see a red target, just lock it, shoot it, and kill it. Okay, so number three, what features you would
Well,
like?
hold on a second, Lord.
Okay,
Let's. I want to go through one at a time and just get some other
okay,
perspectives on each of the
good, good,
questions
good.
in a row, and then we'll go through and do the next one. Does anybody else have either for number one or number two? I mean, right now what I have, and I think this is probably going to be standard, is that primary motivation for war decking from the aggressor side is having fun, profit, and to a limited extent, revenge or contract type things where you're either revenge for somebody else or for your own corp. Does anybody have any other reasons why they do it besides that? I think that's kind of general, but I want to open that up.
Yeah, some people do it because they want you not in the system that you're currently in.
Okay, that makes sense.
I would say, and with that being said, a projection of power and being able to, like, even in high sec, control a certain type of territory. I mean, that's what I use war decks for. And I mean, if I can't war deck somebody, I have to usually result to gank. Personally, me, I don't like the whole band-aid thing of requiring a structure for ally or being able to war deck or whatnot.
Okay, I think we'll probably get to that around number four with features you don't want to see, including the structure stuff. I know some folks don't like that. Um, so generally speaking, I think we got the motivation question down. I kind of want to look really more at number two, and I think Laura's point was basically generally nothing really needs to be changed after the structure changes. I know some of you guys don't like the structure changes, but what do you think? If you could ask for any features from CCP for making war decking better for you guys, what would you want to see? And I would say off the top of my head, I'd probably bring the watch list back. But what else would you guys want to see that you think would make, as an aggressor, make War Decks more fun or more engaging content?
Stupid thing, but I definitely have to mention it. The interface for wars is completely terrible. So the problem is that, for example, we get a contract from an alliance A who is asking us to war deck the alliance B, and they would like us to pay like a month war or something. I can't do it. I can pay it for 1 week, and when I have to prolong it for another week. And another thing, which is I also usually dealing with, war declaration in our alliance and with prolonging of wars. that each and every time I have like 100 of wars, I have to type the name of the corporation itself. I have to type it separately in a special window and see what's the course of the war, what our losses, what our wins, and something. So add something to the interface. So when you are paying for a war, you will be able to click on war and see like a war report or something. So interface is completely stupid and it's need to be reworked.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
that's good.
agree. I'll agree with that. The interface is useless for wars. Yeah, even for when you're running your own wars, you need to know, how long it's lasted and how long it's got to go, and that's information is not obvious. You have to start doing some maths, which